Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
All right, so I had to start out this episode telling you I spoke to she's either producer or director of Pardon the Interruption. I know you and I are into right sports shows, ESPN, whatever. Around not around around the clock, around the horn. So anyway, I knew you would like this because I thought about you right away and the way you and I record from separate locations on this podcast. And again, please like, subscribe, comment. Like we always say, we appreciate each and every one of y'all. I had to tell Ryan this, everybody, because I thought he would like it a lot. Um, he was looking down, right? Make sure I had pants on. But somebody had asked her something about it's if people aren't familiar, it's one of the most longest running shows, right, Ryan, ever. Going on 20 some years, I think. Is former Washington Post sports writers Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon are on the show. And I think you like it. I don't watch it that often, but I know you like Pardon the Interruption. So it says 2001, I think it originated. So anyway, I was like, I had to tell Ryan this. Um, a student stepped up and they asked the producer or director, whatever her official title is, if these two ever forget to wear their because I think one of them records right at their house, inside their house. First it was attic, now I guess basement. But anyway, um, mentioned about do they ever forget to wear pants? And I thought, well, I and I was like, man, Ryan and we're not like in in an official studio or anything. We're actually in our own houses recording. So I thought to myself, you know what? Next time I'm on Listen Up with Ryan, I'm gonna have to tell him, Ryan, please, if you ever are in just boxer shorts or you forget actual pants, since you can only see chest up, please don't get up in the middle of the podcast and put pants on. Let's just save it for after the recording is over.
I'll try my best not to. I didn't usually don't plan on getting up during any of these episodes.
The tricks that go into broadcasting, right? I've heard about the suits and the undershirts, and then just plain shorts on, or again boxer shorts. I get underwear. I don't know, Ryan. Take it for what it is, or whatever you want to say. So the spotlight goes on KK Arnold. Ryan, you told me we're getting down to the very bottom of the list here, or the top, however you want to call it. UConn Huskies roster breakdown, Ice Brady. We will have those comments coming very soon. What do you have, Ryan? This is arguably, you might as well call her. This episode is probably the most exciting for us as we appreciate her whole family, her parents, what the Arnold family has done for you and I. So let's just start off there, not even basketball terms, but this podcast. And I mean, boy, you talk about the blessings that they've poured on this UConn program. How about for you and I and this community that we have created? We're so blessed to be a part of Listen Up. So I just want to start there with you, and then you could get into the basketball highlights and what you think KK Arnold will do in 24 and 25.
Yeah, the last sophomore to go over on the roster, and only five more players to go after this. So definitely trying to get the list done before the season comes out and make sure we break down every player for you guys. But yeah, KK Arnold, like of course you mentioned, can't thank her and her family enough for supporting us, and KK coming on for a couple interviews. So we definitely thank them a lot for that. But yeah, the Energizer Bunny herself, KK Arnold. I mean, KK and Ashlyn came in last year as freshmen, stepped up for all the injured players, and were both pivotal pieces for this team. And of course, we've already had an episode on Ashlyn, and I think KK is going to have a similar impact this year. KK played in 39 games last year, started in 33 of them, averaged 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2.5 steals per game. Pretty consistent numbers, especially for a freshman. And she found a way each night, I think, to impact the game. On offense, she's so explosive when driving the lane or going on those fast breaks. Her speed is really what sets her apart from a lot of players. And on defense, it was her ability to steal the ball that really stood out to me for most of the season. I believe she was first or second on the whole team in steals, and just her overall hustle, her energy, passion that she brings to the court every single night. That really showed up in every game that she was in. It gets the fans excited, it gets the team excited, and I know we're going to see a lot more of that this year. And of course, we learn in the off season that KK wants to be a more vocal leader on the court. So I'm excited to see her hopefully expanded role and her playing into a larger role this year for UConn. And just like Ashland, I think KK's averages are going to go up this season. And once again, she's definitely going to be a really important part of this team.
Yeah, we're going over individual episodes of individual players, but I'm going to tell you something a little bit differently here. I just thought about it. Very well said, Ryan. I just thought about it this way, and you can tell me what you think here. And everybody else, comment below. Comment below. You all been doing such a good job coming through. Comment below. Tell us what you think about each individual player in this series breakdown. But Ryan, you know what? The only thing, not taking anything away from Paige Beckers, she's great. She's a great class act. She's a great athlete. All of them are, right? All of them are just by themselves, but it's a team sport. You know what the only thing better is than watching Paige Beckers with the ball and, obviously her teammates around her and on the floor and going to work in game action. One thing better than a Paige Beckers is having that +1, and that's KK Arnold. Because let me tell you, once KK Arnold or Paige Beckers, Ryan, is gone from UConn, again, unfortunately, last year we see her. Man, oh man, I don't know if I would want anybody else. And I'm telling you this, not just because this is a UConn podcast. I got full confidence, full faith in this. I don't know how you feel about this. I wouldn't want anybody else getting more reps in rather than KK Arnold once Beckers is gone. Now, I get it. We still have this season left with both of them on the roster, and that's great. But that's saying a lot about KK Arnold because, man, what she did her freshman year and then obviously, sophomore coming up, I just don't know, Ryan, if I would want anybody else getting more reps after I lose arguably the best player in the country, Paige Beckers.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch her and Paige last year and kind of their relationship build on the court. And, you can just tell that those two are really close. And of course, this whole team is close, but specifically just KK and Paige together definitely had a lot of fun moments on the court last year for UConn. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to believe. Of course, this is Paige's last year. And of course, KK will be a junior next year, and of course, behind Caroline Ducharme and AZ Fudd being seniors next year, it'll be KK as a junior and probably expanding into an even larger role as a junior next year. And yeah, I mean, but I think this year for a sophomore year, definitely with all of that experience that she had last year and played great during their postseason run in March as well. And that game in Iowa, she played great in that game against Kaylin Clark, a couple defensive stops against her. So I think KK Arnold, similarly, like I just said to Ashland Shade, I think both of them just find a way to impact the game in a different way every night. And it's not always just on offense. It's the hustle plays and the defensive stops and just every little thing they can do to try to make the team win. And I think that's why they were so valuable last year, and that's why they're going to continue to be just as valuable for the team this year.
Yes. Hey, very quickly, a side note. I'm seeing multiple sources here, Ryan, that South Florida basketball podcast. I had to comment very quickly on this. South Florida head coach Amir Abdur-Rahim. We're getting multiple reports in. Died Thursday due to complications from a medical procedure at the age of Ryan, just 43. The former Bulls coach was survived by his wife, and 3 children. And that's from MSN.com, is what I'm reading that from. Look, oh man, our prayers, our thoughts and prayers go out to him, to his family, his friends, everybody that was close to him. And man, Ryan, that's yeah, no words. I found out earlier tonight, and that is yeah, that I don't have any words for that. I'm very sorry to hear it.
Yeah, unfortunately, specifically in the sports world, we lose a lot of people too early, whether it is, to a medical reason or, an accident, a horrific accident of some kind, coaches and players. So it's always unfortunate to lose somebody, but more unfortunate when they're so young and have a lot of life to live.
And obviously, our prayers go out to the Bulls uh, team, and then of course South Florida, where he head coached. So our prayers and thoughts out tonight. Ryan, let's go over to some with a heavy heart now. Let's try to get back in a high spirits, if you will. Let's go over to some comments. Ice Brady from the Ice Brady video. S. Cole said, "Can't wait to see Ice ball out." That's the kind of comments Ryan likes sometimes. I think short and sweet.
Yeah, yeah, not as much as try to remember to go over with the comment, but yeah, I think Ice is gonna have a great season. Played great last year as a freshman as well. So, like I said, really the one of two 100% healthy forwards that we have on the team. So, I think we'll definitely see Ice in the starting lineup not only for the opening game, but a ton of games this season as well.
Stuart Rich, Ryan, he said, "I'm sorry. Actually, I'm sorry for you, Stuart. I have to admit, I'm still getting questions, even down at when I'm on campus, and it's amazing. I will let Ryan handle it, handle this because he has all the answers. I hope you do, Ryan. Don't trip up on me here like we're in a courthouse in a courtroom and you're not having my back, right? Like Seinfeld. But anyway, Stuart Rich said, "Phil, why did you pick UConn as a podcast? You're obviously a Maryland guy and don't have any depth of women basketball knowledge." Hmm.
Well, obviously we're from Maryland, and you do talk about Maryland
Ryan,
a
but
lot, and it
Ryan,
obviously is
who,
your
yeah, I'll stop you right there. Who you went to school with? It all backs up with that.
yes, Stefan Diggs, you mean?
Who you went to school with? Middletown High School.
Oh yeah, Sailor Poffenbarger, yeah.
Oh yeah. So my point is, people move. People move around, right? You see, and where is Sailor now? To your point.
Yeah, back at Maryland, back at her roots.
Here we go. Michael Lawson said Ice Brady is going to be an important body to use when UConn goes big, and there's going to be a time when UConn in certain games may have to go big. Also, it would give Yana some minutes when she's tired.
Yeah, I think it's always important to obviously have, well, I mean, it helps a lot when you have healthy players that Gino can turn to on the bench instead of just having six healthy players for a large majority of the season. So hopefully we'll be able to see a lot more players rotate in and out, and it gives some of these starters some rest at some point so they all don't have to play 35 to 40 minutes per game. But yeah, like I said, I think Ice Brady will start in a lot of games. And if not, I think she's always going to be available on the bench and ready to come in. And, I think once we have all four of the forwards slash centers healthy on this team, I think it'll be a great four-player rotation that we have going on.
Last one, Ryan. Paul says she looks to be in better shape. Ice will be important this year. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and it's all about staying healthy. And like I said, we we really hope this season's finally the year that we don't have to talk about any kind of injuries at all. But yeah, I think Ice is in for another great season for UConn.
All right. We'll have the next episode breakdown, Ryan, right here on Listen Up.